Hello? Sound off TV? Okay. Hopefully you can hear this. This is my third attempt. This is Truth. Bro. This is just a wee tutorial on how to create an alt. Now there's two reasons why you would want to create an alt. And this is my own advice and not gospel. So number one, to farm. So for me, farming alts are throwaway accounts that I don't bind. You're best making accounts for farming during a building event. You get more RSS that way. And it's easy peasy. I would not bind a farming account. Number two, if you want to create an account that you're going to use in a more strategic manner, I would suggest you do bind it to a different method that you are binding your main account. It just means that potentially you could have your alternative bound account on, say, your phone, and you could have your main account on another device like an iPad. And sometimes doing wee manoeuvres of moving somebody in to move somebody out can be done a lot easier using two devices at the same time. If you're going to use a strategic alt, I would say bind it. Okay, so this is my normal account. It is bound to Game Centre. And I'll show you how I know how that is. You've got your wee gears up here. Click on that. And in my account, I am bound to my Game Centre. Cool. Okay. So I want to create an alternative account that I'm going to use for farming only. So I'm not going to bind it. So I want that account to be in this kingdom. And to do that, it's really easy. Invite friends. Copy code. Go back. Use friend code. Paste it. Done. Join. This is just a reminder that if you have not bound your account before, you're going to lose it. So make sure your main account is bound. Okay. It starts up again. You have got to go through the whole tutorial process again with Tyrion and Danny telling you all about our dragons and all the rest of it. Aye, no bother. Keep it going. Press play. Oh, and by the way, translations will be available if you need it. I am speaking in my telephone voice. Right, so just opening the door. So, Kingdom 583, Bra, correct kingdom. Now, on Discord already, there are lots of instructions. In the training university section on how to create alts, there is a set sequence. Use that set sequence. It's basically what Tyrion tells you today. Ultimately, that's what it is. But you don't want to use any food or any wood that you don't have to. You want to maximise the amount of RSS you're left with. You follow through the sequence of events. So, for instance, you start off with upgrade your keep free. Cool. You will get through the first 3 keep levels pretty quickly on basic, immediate upgrades. Build this, build that, blah, blah, blah. You know how to do it. Right, so once you get to keep level 5, use all your speed ups to get to that point. Do not use any gold. Join an alliance, and then once you get your 200 coins for that, leave that alliance. What was I saying? Once you get to level 5, you should find that you've got about 1 million in RSS. Make sure that you open all your boxes up, get all your RSS out of the boxes, and if you've got coins up here, which you will have if it's during a building event, spend all that on RSS as well. At this point, you still got your 5-day bubble. It's still there. At that point, you will have an advanced teleport. Use that advanced teleport to move it to somewhere that you know. You don't have to, but I normally move, if it's farming, I will move it to where I am. And then if I'm going to farm it immediately, I would just scout myself, like my other account, and it unbubbles, and then you just go and raid it. Okay, so if you were wanting to just use this as a farming account, pretend we're up at level 5, you want to go back to your normal account, just go to your account and go to switch account. If you were wanting to use this alt for strategic purposes, this is the point where I would bind it. Bind it to something other than what your original main game is bound to. So in my case, it was Game Centre. I could bind to Facebook or Apple. I don't know what the thing is on Google. It's Google something, isn't it? Google Game. I would bind it to that. I wouldn't start new, because start new puts you in a random kingdom. Never use that. Okay, so get back to your normal account, switch account, choose an account. It was on my Game Centre. Nay bother at all. What you will find when you go back into your game is that you will still get all the tutorial messages coming up. Any marches that you saved with your fancy schmancy, you know, like dragons or Stark heads or whatever, they're gone. You're back to your wooden chess pieces. But that's the only difference. You might also find that it says you've got 5 million reports still to read. All the things that you thought you had read or notices, it's saying you haven't read it. It's fine. That's the only thing I would say it's a bit annoying. So that's that. Hopefully you find it interesting and yet entertaining. Bye-bye now. Bro.